Hi, this is Vijayalakshmi, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, cases Kafinadar College of Arts and Science. In this video, we are going to see about difference between maskable and non-maskable interrupt in 8085 microprocessor. What is interrupt? An interrupt is a way to break the normal sequencing of the processor in order to perform some specific task. When a microprocessor is interrupted, it stops executing its current program and calls a special routine which serves the interrupt. The event that causes the interruption is called interrupt. The special routine executed to service the interrupt is called ISR, interrupt service routine or procedure. Types of interrupt. The system can generate interrupts in the following ways: by an external signal generated by the hardware, using an internal signal generated by the software, by an internal signal generated due to some exceptional condition that occurs while executing a specific instruction in the program. Further, we can classify the interrupts into three categories: hardware and software interrupts, vector and non-vector interrupts, maskable and non-maskable interrupts. An interrupt caused by an external signal is called hardware interrupt. An interrupt caused by the special instruction in the program is called software interrupt. A maskable interrupt are those which are disabled or ignored by the microprocessor. Non-maskable interrupt is a hardware interrupt that standard interrupt masking techniques in the system. This interrupt cannot be ignored by the microprocessor. Vector interrupt are those which are fixed vector address, that is starting address of subroutine, and after executing this program, control is transferred to that address. Non-vector interrupt are those in which vector address is not predefined. The interrupting device gives the address of subroutine for these interrupts. Let's see the difference between maskable interrupt and non-maskable interrupt. The processor can accept or reject the maskable interrupts. The processor has to accept the non-maskable interrupt. The maskable interrupt is processed immediately if the interrupt occurred as higher priority than currently executing instruction. Else, the interrupt is processed after completing the current execution. The non-maskable interrupt has to be processed as soon as it occurs by suspending the current execution. Interrupts with lower priority or the maskable interrupts. Interrupts with higher priority or non-maskable interrupt. The vector address of maskable interrupts can be altered by programming the interrupt controller. The vector address of non-maskable interrupts are fixed and are predefined by the manufacturer of the processor. Maskable interrupts are used by the device controller. Non-maskable interrupts are used by the watchdog timer and during power failures. In 8085 microprocessor, all the hardware interrupts excluding traps or maskable interrupts. In 8085 interrupts, raised trap pin and all software interrupts are non-maskable interrupts. Hope you understand the difference between the maskable and non-maskable interrupts. Let's see in the next video. Thank you.